The 2013 version of Carrie is better than the 1976 version of Carrie. And I'm going to explain why. Hi everyone, this is my official submission for the TikTok Hot Takes contest, where you post your most controversial or unpopular opinions about different movies, TV shows, whatever the case may be. And this is my official submission. Now, let me get into why I feel this way. I was first introduced to Carrie many years back when I was just entering my first few years of college. I was very religious to the point where it made me a hateful and bitter person. Now, that's a story for another day, but let's get into how it all ties in together. Much like Carrie's mother, in both the book version by Stephen King and in both film adaptations, Carrie's mother is so religious to the point where she abuses her daughter on the regular. As if getting bullied in school wasn't enough, she has to come home to her mother spouting Bible verses at her and making her feel like being a woman and going through the things that women go through is a sin and that she needs to be punished for it. And for those who are unfamiliar, the original actress of Carrie White's mother was a lovely lady named Piper Laurie. But the 2013 version hired Julianne Moore, another fantastic actress, to play Carrie's mother. And she just blew it away. Even more so, dare I say it, than Piper Laurie. Because with the 70s version, to me, it felt like it was a lot more campy. In this version, Julian really plays into the religious fanaticism of Carrie's mother. Now, I don't really remember much of the book because I read it several years ago and I would have to look at it again just as a refresher. But as I stated, Julianne Moore knocked this performance out of the park. And she portrayed not only religious fanaticism and how dangerous that is, but she also, I believe, portrayed mental health issues extremely well without it coming across as cringe or offensive, if that makes sense. And I also feel that Piper Laurie's performance didn't really convince me the same way that Julianne Moore did. You might feel differently, but that is what I believe, in my honest opinion, especially as someone who grew up in a hyper religious household. Not to that extreme, but it was still very religious nonetheless. But yeah, Chloe Grace Moretz probably on her own wouldn't have made the remake as good as it was. But her and Julianne Moore together, I really feel like they knocked it out of the park. And to this day, even all these years later, it's still one of my top favorite horror movies. And one of my favorite remakes overall as a whole.